Hello everyone and welcome to the flipped classroom. Please have your worksheet out that looks like the following, the flipped classroom. We're going to talk about some definitions as well as some important ideas and concepts. The flipped classroom. The flipped classroom is a form of blended learning in which students learn content online by watching video lectures, usually at home. And what used to be homework is now done in class with teachers and students. This allows the teacher time to be discussing and solving questions, giving more personalized guidance and interactions with students instead of lecturing for the entire period. Please fill in these red words on your worksheet, please. You should have blanks on all of them. And you're going to go ahead and fill in the definition. So the next thing, there are 4 key elements to a flipped classroom. So I'll wait a moment while you copy them down. The first one, provide an opportunity for students to gain first exposure prior to class. I think the important part here is the fact that it's prior to class. Provide an incentive for students to prepare for class. Provide a mechanism to assess students' learning and understanding. And provide in-class activities that focus on higher level cognitive activities. So clearly with the Common Core approaching, we are looking for higher level cognitive activities to help with understanding and doing well in Common Core exams. The next thing, why it works. These are the 5 reasons, supposedly, why it works. Go ahead and copy them, please. So, access to learning anytime and anywhere. I have found a lot of my students are watching videos when they're waiting for a sport practice or they're traveling from one place to the next. There is no real downtime. They don't need access to their textbook. Potentially they need to have their worksheets in front of them and internet access, but most kids these days have that on their phone, and I find that they can get their homework done a little easier. Instructional videos are stored for use later, certainly for review while reviewing for the midterm or for the final. They're able to go back and watch any of the videos that I've created. The next, students can learn at their own pace, stop, rewind, fast forward. This is certainly a good one. I think the fact that some slower kids might want to stop or rewind the video to watch certain parts of it over again, and sometimes even fast forward through the parts that they completely understand. The next one is 21st century learners. The kids love learning through technology. And number 5, which is probably the most important part, we have a lot more time in class to spend on more difficult questions. So typically, instead of sending a kid home to work on questions 1 through 10 after I taught a lesson, what I'll do is I'll teach the lesson through the video, and I'll work on questions 1 through 5 with them, and then in class we'll work on 6 through 10 together. And then the last section of this video, of this worksheet, what it's not. It's not replacing teachers or teaching. That is completely ridiculous. Clearly we're not looking to replace teachers, and it would be impossible to do such. We are still having that interaction with kids that is really relative to education and learning. It is not just Khan Academy. Lessons should be tied to classroom discussions, so we should be not just sending kids home to watch a video and have nothing to do with it the next day in class. It is definitely not easier on the teacher. Who do you think's making all these videos? So in this case, I made this video, and you'll see, we'll talk more about that later, who makes the videos and what you can do with them. It is definitely not for certain disciplines, so anyone can really flip. It's what you flip that determines your success. And the last thing, videos every night. There are many different ways to flip without watching a video. So when I flip my classroom, I don't necessarily give them a video every night, but on new topics that I'd like to introduce, I typically have a video that they are learning instructional material from. All right, on the back of this worksheet, you're going to find the following, which is types of flipping that you might be able to use in your own classroom. So what I have here, the first one, is to read an article or a chapter in a book prior to coming to class. I would imagine that most English or social studies classes already have that happening, and that's technically part of flipping without even realizing it. The next one is research vocabulary words necessary for a lesson. You might want to have them look up words that you're going to be using, and you hope that they're familiar with. The next one, finding a video or a clip for students to watch prior to coming to class. Or, technically, you could create a video or a clip based on necessary information and have them watch it. The next thing, finding relevant resources or create a web quest and share it with classmates prior to coming to class. So you might have them come up with useful internet addresses that would be helpful if they need additional resources. And the last one is curriculum-based activities such as labs or translating, so specifically based on different disciplines. Clearly in foreign language or sciences, you might have activities that you can do that are discipline-specific that would work for you as well. So that's about it for the video. Hopefully you copied these down. If not, pause it and you can, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.